Right, it is now the release of Peroxide, and that means it is time to actually start doing guide videos and basically show you how to play the game. So I'm going to keep this very simple because I don't want the video to be too long, but this is going to be the complete Soul Reaper guide for Peroxide. And to start off, I should actually show you how to become a Soul Reaper. So the first thing that you want to do is to find Kisuke, and I'm actually going to show you his location right now. So from this map, I'm starting at the second bridge, and I'm going towards, well, you can actually just watch where I'm going to go. I'm also not going to flash step so you can fully see where I'm going, but I might speed up a little bit. And then Kisuke is actually going to be right here. You just want to walk through these doors and you want to talk to Kisuke, and he will turn you into a Soul Reaper. Now, I'm pretty sure that you just have to talk to him even if you're still like a complete human and he'll turn you into a Soul Reaper. It will be an option, but just in case you need to die before doing this, then you can easily just like get gripped by an NPC. And I also want to say be careful because inside this game, when you're a human, you actually can't see hollows or Ronkars, anything. You can't even see Shinigami. So there could be some NPCs just like standing over here, and I will say just try to be careful so that you don't get hit by something. But this is actually how you find Kisuke. And after finding Kisuke and becoming a Soul Reaper, your progression is actually going to start. And I actually do suggest that you just do easy missions. And by easy missions, I'm talking about the ones on this board right here. So you'll probably see some of these boards around the map, and to simply do a mission on them, you just click. The missions that I suggest that you do is going to be clean up the plastic near Kisuke's house, just so you can actually get easy cash. And it seems like the mission is actually bugged. It will most likely be fixed on release, but a mission that you can also do, which isn't going to be bugged, is going to be kill 3 hollows. All of mine are kill 15 hollows because I'm a progress Soul Reaper, but if you choose this mission, it actually shows you icons of every single hollow in the map. So I suggest that you just do the missions to kill 3 hollows and to clean up the trash outside of Kisuke's house. And the reason as to why you want to do these missions is to just get experience, reach level 5, and to get cash. What you're going to need is minimum 50 cash. And the reason as to why you will need cash is so that you can actually go towards the dojo. Now the dojo inside this game is pretty much how you're going to be increasing your stats. And your stats are your stats. If you press M, you will see your whole entire stat page. It's how you'll increase these. And once you get 50 cash, you will actually be able to purchase a membership from the dojo, and I'll actually show you where the dojo is. So from Kisuke's house, this is where the dojo is going to be. It is right over here. It's a whole entire place, and there's a Goku image with a thumbs up right behind it. Now once you're here and you have the 50 cash, you talk to the gym bouncer and you say, can I buy a membership for 50 cash? And then you head inside the dojo. Now the thing is, there's actually 2 dojos inside this game. There's this dojo inside the overworld, which costs 50 cash to get a membership to come into. And there's also a dojo inside Soul Society, which costs 250 cash to get into. Now the difference is that the one in Soul Society is actually going to allow you to get 5 stars on your training. Now, I'm going to explain the star system just now, but the one for Soul Society costs 250 cash. And I actually do suggest that you farm these missions until 250 cash, just so that you can go to the one in Soul Society. This one right here is pretty mid, honestly. It's good for beginners and there's nothing wrong with using it. But just in case you want to go to the one in Soul Society, I'll actually show you where that one is as well. So first you want to use your Senkaimon and actually go to Soul Society. And then once you're in Soul Society, you're actually going to spawn pretty much on the outskirts of it. So to go to the dojo, it's actually a pretty simple walk, and you can just watch me do it. And then you just want to talk to this guy who's the sole dojo vendor, and as you can see, this membership costs 250 cash, but you will get boosted experience for training your stats in here. And I'll start explaining what each and every stat does. Alright, but once you actually get the cash for the dojo that you want to enter, now I'm going to explain how the dojo actually works, because they recently did actually revamp the dojo, and it is much more different now than what it was before. So how the dojo works is that they just simply made training a lot easier, and they are now using a star system. Now how the star system works, it is essentially just going to be a hardcore multiplier for whichever stat you consistently train. And I'm going to show it off to you. So currently on agility, I have 5 stars, which means that from training my agility, I will have basically a 5 times multiplier when I'm training it, and it's essentially just going to go up a lot faster. Now, what I'm going to show you here is me training it on vitality. So as you can see, my vitality has 0 stars right now. Now I'm going to do the vitality training, and after this, you will actually see that a star will pop up if I do complete this training fully. And also note, while you're training, your multiplier bar also does constantly go up, and depending on how much Ryatsu you have, the longer your bar will last. But even though I failed that training, if you look right here, my vitality now has 1 star, and my agility actually did lose all 5 of the stars. So what this means is that if I actually get this vitality up to 5 stars, I will have an increased vitality stat in training, and I'll actually do that just to show you how fast it goes. Alright, so my bar is actually maxed out at 3, and I'm kind of at a soft cap right now because I do need to do some kind of training to get it. But essentially how this works is the higher that this star system is, the better the training is going to be for you. Now I am inside the Katakura Town dojo, so it's probably going to cap out at 3 stars, which means that if you go to the other dojos, which I actually do recommend, then the training will be a lot better. But that's essentially how it works. And this is actually going to be what each of the stats do for you. Strength is going to increase your M1 damage. Agility is going to increase your speed and flash step distance. Ryatsu is going to increase your Ryatsu bar. Spirit is actually going to increase how much damage your skills do, so like your Kido skills or your Shikai skills. And Vitality is going to increase your HP. So I suggest that you focus or mainly go a strength, speed, vitality build, because this will be the easiest for grinding, and later on inside the future you can use a skill tree reset to reset how much points to put into each of those. I also want to say this too, while the progression video is still early, is there is also another way to increase your stat points, and that can actually be through talking to the NPC that's right near the board. Now to do this, you simply have to talk to him, and he'll say that he can attune your stat points, and whichever one you choose, you'll start to get quests on the board right next to him, so that if you complete the quest, it would increase your stat points. For example, if you want to make your strength stat go higher, you would talk to him and you say, I want strength. And then after that, the next quest that you see that's maybe kill 3 hollows or clean up trash outside Kisuke's house, it would increase your strength stat. So it's actually a very good way to also get stat points. Moving on from this though, I actually do suggest that when you're done training, you get up to level 15. And the missions that I specifically did for it was where you would kill a Menos, 15 hollows, or the package delivery that's very far away. And I just said this because they end up being very easy to do, and there's probably going to be huge groups of players farming hollows, Menos, since the game is early. I'm assuming when you're watching this progress video. Even still, they're not really hard to kill. Once you learn the patterns for it, it just becomes easier. You'll also start getting a skill hand every 3 levels, which would give you a random set of skills to choose from, and you can just choose whichever one seems like the best to you based off the description. Like some Soul Reaper ones are Cyclone, which is a combo saying Tornado, but keep in mind later on, depending on your Shikai, some skills share a cooldown with your Shikai skills because it's like also combo extenders, but you don't really have to worry about that because you can simply just unbind them. Now, once you reach level 15, this is actually going to be the start of your grind towards your Shikai. And I suggest that you do this inside of an open area for the first part, and I did mine in Soul Society. So what you want to do is you want to sit down in an open area and you want to press N. Now when you press N in an open area, you'll see that there's a bunch of orbs around your character, and you'll be in a mini game where you have to collect them. You simply do this by just running into them and jumping into it. It's actually a very easy mini game, but you just need to do this, and while doing this mini game, you'll eventually reach a checkpoint where your spirit will start to challenge you to see if you're worthy of actually using it. This is just going to be inside the form of like some simple quests, and from what I know, there's only 3, and it varies between defeat one who opposes you. And what this one means is you'll have to kill a rogue Shinigami. The next one is going to be break the barrier, slay a powerful hollow. And what this means is that you'll have to kill an Ajucha or higher. And then Ajucha is pretty much like the NPC quest board that says slay a Ajucha. Or you can also kill a Vasto Lorde if you have like a friend or something. I'm not sure if friends count, but you do have to kill an Ajucha or higher. And the last and final one that I know of is bring me the head of a civilized enemy. And what this means is to kill one of the Soul Reapers who are guarding around Soul Society, like the ones that are inside the town. So you could kill probably one of the Soul Reapers at the gates, and it would actually count towards it. You just need to kill one NPC for each of these quests. And I also want to suggest that it is not easy solo. And to actually get credit on NPCs inside this game, you do need to do a certain amount of damage to them. So what I personally did was I got up to level 20 and then I was able to complete the first part of this. Now, after you clear off the first part of one of these quests, you'll have to press N again inside of an open area, and you want to meditate one more time. And while doing this, you'll hit the second checkpoint, which is going to be one of the same quests that I just stated before. It's just that it's going to be one different from the one that you originally had. For me, I had to originally defeat a rogue Shinigami, and then I had to slay an Ajucha as another version of my quest. So I'll just also let the footage continue play up on my screen like I've been doing for everything else, but that's pretty much what you have to do. And once you're done doing that, now you're actually on the main fight, which is going to be fighting your Shikai spirit. And I want to say, starting out, this might actually be genuinely difficult if you don't have a feel for the combat. Now, your Shikai is going to use the skills in your inventory and the skills from your Shikai itself. So some tips that I suggest for fighting it is that you should mainly try to spam uppercut, and if you have the slide cone skill that you get from leveling up, you can use that to stack M1 damage on it. Another thing that you can do is to unbind your skills so that your Shikai only uses the Shikai skills if you feel like you can just constantly beat it with M1ing. And to do this, you would have to talk to Rukia, but honestly, if you just have pretty basic skills, your Shikai fight isn't that hard to the point where you need to unbind your skills. And I also suggested that you go M1 damage, or should I say the strength stat, because this just makes fighting NPCs much more easier, and the grind would become easier. Because the main thing that's going to be carrying you inside this game is mainly just going to be your M1 damage when you're farming NPCs and stuff. And another note for the fight is that there actually is no cooldown. There is no cooldown to fighting it, so you don't have to grip a player to fight your Shikai again, like another game. But yeah, after you lose to your Shikai boss, or if you lose to your Shikai boss, you simply just have to wait a little bit, and then you can just go back into it and spam fight it. Now, like I said, you probably do this in like a remote area, because I'm not sure if people can M1 you from the outside. But once you are inside your inner world fighting your Shikai, I'm pretty sure you're like temporarily immune. And another tip for how I'm fighting mine is you can also kind of like hold block and back up to kind of bait your Shikai into doing 5 M1s. And the main reason as to why you may want this is because after your Shikai is done using 5 M1s, it's like in a temporary cooldown state where you're able to actually hit it itself, and it's like just standing completely still. Now, I'll let the full fight of me fighting my Shikai play out. It took me 7 tries to beat it, and keep in mind, that's 7 tries without having to wait any cooldown between the fight whatsoever. So it wasn't really that hard. Now, after you beat your Shikai, what you can do to summon it is to press G. You'll also probably see a bar on your left, and this bar, you need it to be at 20% or higher in order for you to be able to actually summon your Shikai and use its skills. And to get your Shikai skills, every time that you level up, when you get a hole inside your card hand, you'll have a chance for your Shikai skills to actually pop up in it, and that's the way that you get it. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to change this method for public release, but that's how it is now, and it is completely RNG on if you're going to get a Shikai skill or not. I beat my Shikai at level 27, and I didn't get a skill until level 42, so yeah, that says a lot about it. And from this point on, you will also constantly need to grind and level up, and you can start diversifying your build now. Now, I do still suggest going a build that's mainly strength, vitality, and speed so that you're able to like continuously fight NPCs. PvP shouldn't be that much of a worry for you for now, but this is just my suggestion. You can start diversifying your build now and just make it however you want, but that's just the stats that I would say to focus on if you want to get the grinding over with. And then once you're at your stat cap, you will see that your yellow limit breaker bar is going to fill up. And to know if you're at your stat cap or not is when you press M, right there in like the right hand side of it, it will say combat stats unmaxed or support stats unmaxed, Ryatsu stat unmaxed. What this means is that you're not at your stat cap, and it's actually telling you which stats you need to train in order for you to be able to reach your limit break. And once you're done limit breaking, you will see that your yellow bar is going to go up. For this yellow bar to go up, you will have to progress it simply by just doing quests. Like that's literally it. You just need quest experience for your limit break bar to go up. And once it's at max, you put your sword away, press G, and then you'll limit break to the next rank. And that is actually going to completely finish off this Soul Reaper guide. So hopefully this was helpful to you at the start of the game or whenever you're watching this, because I'm pretty sure I went in depth on like everything that you need to know and how to progress. And yeah, good luck on getting your Bankai. I don't have any clue how to do that, but it is the next step inside the game. I do recommend that you just constantly level up after this though, and don't worry about your Bankai till you're like level 110 or higher. So yeah, hopefully you did enjoy this video. If it helped you, feel free to like and subscribe, please. I'm e-begging. And outside of that, thanks for watching.